Of our studio. Dave, how are you doing out there? What is it looking like?
Erica, we've been up here on top of the News 12 Broadcast Center now for about 10 minutes watching this storm cell move into our area. Now, as of this point, it doesn't look anything outside of a regular summer thunderstorm. As you can see right now, the rain has just started falling within the last 30 seconds or so. And I want to give you a sense for where we're looking and what we're seeing. So I'm going to step out of the shot for just a moment. The direction we're looking right now is northward. This storm cell is moving in from the left to the right of your screen. That's going to be from the west to the east. Now, there was some concern that the storm cell could spawn a tornado. There were some indicators that weather services had that were giving signatures of rotation. That's what they look for in a tornado. We have not seen anything at this point that looks like it could be a tornado or any kind of rotation, but we are keeping our eyes towards the sky. Now, the clouds that you're seeing just moved over the Sound View area of the Bronx. That is where we're located in the southern end of the borough. Just moved over this area in the last 10 minutes. I'm going to ask our photographer, Jose, to kind of turn 180 degrees around behind him. Jose, come with me for a moment. Jose, if you'll just come this direction, I want to show the clouds that we see down here to our south.
Wow.
Now, we're looking down Soundview Avenue. You can see some brighter skies in that direction. That's the southern edge of this storm cell that moved over us and moved on towards the south just about 10 minutes ago. During that period of time, there were some very low clouds that were moving very quickly. We were keeping a close eye on those because it wasn't clear if they were starting to rotate, but at this point we have not seen that. So we're going to turn back to our north if Jose will come back this direction. At this point, Erica, we've got rain that's getting heavier. I'm sure you can probably hear it by the second. It's getting heavier, and we're just keeping our eyes to the sky. Again, this is not something you want to mess around with. When the radar indicates that there could be a tornado, you want to take that warning very seriously. Do not go outside. Stay indoors if you can, and by all means, if you are outdoors, do not make the common mistake of hiding under a tree. That has gotten so many people hurt and killed by lightning strikes, and we have seen lots of cloud-to-ground lightning behind me to the northeast. That's going to be in the northeast Bronx, Wakefield, Co-op City, in that area. We could see some cloud-to-ground lightning happening. Now, so we don't want you to be outside in any of that, and do take precaution to stay away from trees or other objects that might attract lightning. Erica, how are things looking on the radar at this point from what you can see?
They're not looking too good, and Dave, it seems like you're in the eye of that storm. The rain is getting really, really heavy where you are. Let me ask you, how is the wind? Is it very windy up there?
Surprisingly, Erica, it's not that windy. There is a breeze blowing. About 5 minutes ago, I had an umbrella up, and every once in a while I would get a gust that would kind of yank on that umbrella a little bit. But as I stand here right now on top of the broadcast center, I'm not feeling much more than just a summer breeze.
It was pretty interesting how you showed those clouds moving right over you, how it was a lot brighter towards the south and a lot darker towards the north. That might explain why one of our reporters was seeing really dark skies over Mosholu Parkway, because it doesn't look that dark where you are right now, but it does seem like the rain is getting heavier.
At this point, the rain actually just started to die down right as you were asking me that question. The skies are different depending which direction you look. If you look to the north, they're more gray and green. Now, when we first came out onto the roof of the broadcast center, there was a very green looking sky, like something I had personally never seen before, very green in color. That has since dissipated as the clouds move further south. Off to the east, if we can turn this direction, the clouds tend to be a lot darker. And then, of course, to the south, as we showed you a moment ago, you can see the edge of the storm cell and then lighter skies beyond that. So at this point, really kind of a hodgepodge of colors in the sky, from the dark clouds from the one end of the storm cell to much more gray skies where we are here in the Soundview section of the Bronx, Erica.
Dave, is there anything, I've stood in a hurricane before, but we're telling our viewers this is a tornado warning. Do you feel like you're in a tornado warning, or do you feel like it's just a normal rainstorm in August?
Erica, it's really tough to answer a question like that because, to be honest with you, it feels like a summer thunderstorm. But what I don't want to put anyone, at too much ease here, because when the radar indicates it, the sophistication behind the technology that is used in Doppler radar, and we have dual Doppler radar here at News 12, 2 radar beacons that are tracking this storm, that equipment is very sensitive, and the people running it know what they're doing. And so when warnings like this come out, you have to take it seriously. At this point right now, as I stand here in the Soundview neighborhood of the Bronx, it feels like a summer thunderstorm, but I don't want anyone to have a false sense of security with that. If the warning is out, it's in your neighborhood, take it very seriously, Erica.
Thank you, Dave. And right now, our news desk is working very hard here at Channel 12 to see if that warning is still in effect. We're going to let our audience know about that momentarily. We're so grateful to have you up there on the roof, Dave. It doesn't really seem like a very comfortable situation. Lots of rain coming down. Now, because you're up there on the roof, can you see people? Okay, we've just gotten word now that that tornado warning has expired, Dave. So it seems like the coast is clear up there. It does seem like there is rain coming down still, but again, we have breaking news here tonight. We had a tornado warning. That tornado warning is now expired. Does it seem to be getting lighter out there, Dave?
Yeah, slowly as the clouds pass over, things are getting a little bit lighter out. The rain, as of right now, has actually stopped, but that has come and gone throughout the course of the last 15 minutes that I've been up here on the roof and that we've been speaking together. So while the rain might stop now, 30 seconds from now, it could be a downpour. That's how unpredictable these summer thunderstorms can actually be. At this point, again, still feels like a summer thunderstorm. Glad to hear that warning has expired, although, you really have to keep tuned right here to keep an eye out, because as soon as a new one would come out, if one comes out, you're going to be the first to know it by watching right here, Erica.
It seems like you're really in the center of it all up there, Dave. It was so interesting to see all those clouds and the different colors, and it seems like you have the best vantage point there on the roof of our studios. It's really unbelievable.
I can honestly say I've never climbed onto the roof of my workplace anywhere that I've worked, but you really do get a sense for what's going on around you. We're not on an incredibly tall building here in Soundview, but it's just enough perspective that you can really see the skies both in the west and the Riverdale regions. Up to the north, we got Wakefield and Co-op City. Off to the east, which is actually right behind me now, that's looking back towards Throgs Neck, and of course to the south here in Soundview. So it's a great vantage point to be able to really kind of check things out and ascertain really what's going on. But at this point, like I said, just a summer thunderstorm, and like I said earlier, the rain just picking up now, as you can see.
Thank you so much, Dave. We really appreciate that wonderful reporting up there on the roof of our studios. Again, we had a tornado warning in effect for tonight. That tornado warning has now expired for the Bronx, but we are asking our viewers to send us any interesting pictures you have or video. Send it to us right here at News.